What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. I got something special for you guys in this video. For the first time in YouTube history, an ACiQ Extreme Heat 3-ton ducted heat pump inverter system is going to be installed in a residential setting. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button in advance and subscribe. Do it now. It is 6:45 here in the morning on Thursday, March 20th, 2025. It's 45 degrees out. It's slightly overcast. It's drizzling. And today, an ACiQ Extreme Heat Series 3-ton heat pump inverter is replacing a Bryant high-efficiency gas-fired furnace. So stick around, because we are going to show you step by step, take out that gas-fired furnace and install the ACiQ Extreme Heat Pump. It's going to be awesome. Step by step, guys. Plus, I'm going to talk to you about all the features and benefits that you can achieve by installing a heat pump inverter from ACiQ. Time to make the donuts. It's a phrase. Time to make the donuts. Ever heard that expression before? Huh? No. You've never heard that expression before? Time to make the donuts? Wow. Oh, you're gonna lift it up? Okay, let's lift it up. Let me know when you're ready for me to back up. Oh, you're stuck? Aw. Oh, no, you got it. Well, it didn't go with the pallet. Don't paint yourself into a corner. That's another expression that you probably haven't heard before. But you never heard time to make the donuts? Oh, can you believe this? These youths. Time to make the donuts? I know what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They changed their name. Why would he know?
Okay, name the most popular donut on the East Coast.
Krispy Kreme?
Oh, I swear. Now I gotta beep that now. I gotta. Yes, Dunkin' Donuts. America's running with Dunkin'.
So what does this have to do with time to make the
That used to be their thing. It's time to make the donuts. And it's time to install an ACiQ.
When did they change their name?
I don't know. Well, when you were still sitting, well, I can't say it because this is on the real channel, but 20, 30, 40 years ago. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:40 here in the morning. I'm at the job site. I'm on the left-hand side of the house now. This is a split-level house. So basically what that means, on the first floor, you have a ground floor, then you go up one level, like half a staircase, and you have a living room, dining room, kitchen area. Then you go up again where the bedrooms are. So we're doing the zone for the bedrooms, which is directly above the garage, which is then ground floor. So I'm right on the side of the house. We had the electrician wire in a 240 volt circuit for our out pump, heat pump inverter, which is gonna be mounted to the wall right there in the brick. And then we're gonna open the line set and right to the new air handler in the attic. So the hardest part of this job is going to be the line set. Now, let's take a look at the side of this house. Our unit's going to go right here. The bottom of our wall mount bracket will rest right around here. So the unit will be here. We're trying to picture that, visualize that. Now, our line set is going to follow the conduit that's going up into the attic. Now, see how close the windows are to the top of the soffit? Mm-hmm. Do you think these windows go straight up to the ceiling in each bedroom? No. There's probably like a gap, or there's some room between the top of the window and the ceiling. And that's where it gets a little fun. But nonetheless, we'll get this on the wall. We'll open up over there. We'll see in the attic how we look like and how much room, if there's any beams where that existing electric conduit is, but we should be all right. This is going to be our access point. That is pretty cool. There is our circuit. We can get rid of the gas, furnace. I don't know how they got this furnace up here, but nonetheless, we'll be all right. Maybe just we'll figure something out here. Yeah, we'll figure something out. All right, well, I've been setting up inside and removing the return grill as our access point. Wow. That is an old Carrier condenser. That use R12?
No, R22.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. And it still had a charge in it too, huh? So the electrician took power from this outdoor unit with the disconnect panel that was on the wall there. No, Daniel, come on. So he didn't take it from the exact location of the disconnect. That was the disconnect wire going to there. He ran a new line.
But it's still, like, why go?
Well, how is he going to get to the other side in a house that's completely finished? Think about it. How are you going to get from this side of the house to the other with no basement?
There's already power in the attic for that air handler.
There was 110 volts there.
Yeah, but you can't use that line.
No, you need a separate independent circuit for each appliance.
But what if you use that line
That's it?
to go up? Apparently, you use that line to go up,
Yeah.
and then they put a little
Junction box there.
Tweakers.
Okay, I guess it was easier to do this. Well, maybe the wire that went up to the air handler won't support two circuits with the current and amperage that it requires. See? Smart. All right, I got my 24 by 30 filter grill removed. Let's unscrew the return plenum box. Oh, no, they didn't. Oh, they used nails? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Now I gotta get the cat's paw. Alright, fortunately, they all came out with ease. anymore. Let's put this off to the side. Let's get the show on the road. We got this Bryant plus 90 high efficiency natural gas furnace. It's been sitting here for, I don't know, I think the dinosaurs were here after this was installed. There's our cased evaporator coil. There's our ductwork. Not too shabby here. The ductwork should adapt perfectly to our new air handling unit. We were here a few weeks ago to take some measurements when we got the okay to install the equipment here at a huge discount for this homeowner. I don't know what's up with that, but when I see blue and yellow wire, I think 24 volts, and if it's not connected to the equipment I'm working on, you don't want to touch it, because you don't want to be the person to explain why their doorbell isn't working anymore after the job's complete. Keep that in mind. All right, I had Peter turn off that switch that our electrician had installed to convert this line from 110 to 240 volts. I don't know how we did it. This is still getting power, but nonetheless, power's off now. I checked it with my non-contact Fluke electrical tester. I'll put a link in the description box down below if you want to buy one of these. It stays in my tool bag with all these other tools, which are all listed in the description box down below. The best way you can support this channel, not only by subscribing, sharing, commenting, liking, but also, if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, use my links. I'd appreciate it. Okay. Peter turned off the gas service at the gas meter. We're going to back out this 3/4 inch gas piping. We're going to cap it off somewhere out of the way. We don't need it up here anymore. Get rid of that. In the meantime, we're going to start cutting off the flue piping here and get the show on the road. All right, we cracked the union, and then we broke out the piece that was horizontal here. I used my snips and I cut the band iron and I smashed it up so no one gets cut or hurt on that. Peter's gonna keep taking that out. There's a drip leg right there with a cap. We're gonna save that cap and we're gonna put it on that line there. Wherever this line comes up to the attic, we're gonna get rid of it. And you know what's interesting is that about a year ago when this homeowner moved in, we added a washing machine hookup. Were you here for that job?
I don't recall this.
Yeah, we put a wash machine hookup right on the other side of these attic stairs where there wasn't. There was just like a landing there. We added a wash machine. So hot and cold water and drain with the wash machine box. I'll show you guys in a second. But he wanted to put a dryer there, but it's like, oh, I gotta bring the gas. But now we have gas up here that we didn't know about. And we could theoretically bring it across and feed it to this dryer. Not too shabby. We'll make them the homeowners aware of that before we're done. Maybe we can set ourselves up for another added bonus job here. Yeah, so take that out as well. And let's see where that, how far does that go over there? I can't see. Oh, it keeps going, huh?
Yeah, it goes under that the flex.
All right, so at that line, at that elbow, you'll take that elbow out and you'll put a cap there, which is right here. All right, the evaporator coil is gone. It's actually right there. Want me to come over there? Go. Hold on. Don't throw my hands in the middle. Okay, that's gone. Well, if we're fighting with the evaporator coil so much, I guess the furnace is not going out that way. We're gonna have to go through there. Two on bottom, one on top. And out she goes. And none of our drywall was injured or damaged during this procedure. Hi, doggy. Puppy. Nothing like laying down on the job. At least it's 45 degrees outside. By the way, if someone was just like an amateur, just for the first time ever in an attic, and they came up here and saw what was going on up here, they think like there was there was a nuclear bomb went off up here.
See that wire nuts over there with the line voltage wire on the ground by the entrance?
Right there, yeah. That's like what the electrician did, thinking to be. They're Sparkies, and they don't believe in brooms. They don't even know what a broom is. But
fix it, or he fixed it?
That switch is marked 240 volts, yet it's giving 110 volts to this existing air handler. I don't know what's up with that, but right there. No, it's right there. No, right there. Look. Right there in front of you. This mess.
This?
Yes.
Oh no, there was right here. There was just a bundle of line voltage wire, like 240 volt wire.
Nice.
I guess this would you replace it?
That's new. This is going to our.
This might be the fix for
This
that.
is 10 gauge. Type NMB 600 volts. Non.
Oh, this is what you.
HNCE. Pat. PATENTSW.com.
Wait, so this is our power and we have 120 volts?
Well, yeah, the furnace was live until I turned the switch off.
I told him that it had to be 240.
Yeah, hopefully it is. But there was with my non-contact tester, I had voltage there. Now I don't because the switch is off. And I when I cut the wires, I cut them all together and there was no spark with the switch off. Hopefully that's a 2-pole single throw switch behind you.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay, we have to get the air handler. I know this is why it takes forever you do a job when you're by yourself.
Me?
Yeah, you get lazy.
No, if I wasn't there yesterday for the steam job,
Yeah.
it would have taken them 2 days to do it.
Why?
They had 2 lengths of pipe run.
Okay.
By noon.
They also have to cut up the whole floor.
The floor was cut up.
Oh, but they also have to remove all the piping.
Yeah, there was also the nipple at the boiler room. I couldn't get out for like an hour and a half.
Oh. And we let the system run and it was heating fine?
Yeah.
Nice.
Everything got hot.
Perfect. No banging. Sweet. That's what happens when you call Pipe Doctor. You get phenomenal service. All right, grab the air handler and bring it up here. Or bring it to me so I can pull it up here. I think the dog wants to help. Larry? Larry? Charlie? Charlie? Is it Larry? Larry? Charlie? Dog.
Charlie.
It's Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Charlie. Yoo-hoo, Charlie. No, okay. He's our supervisor of the day. Charlie. All right, here comes Daniel and Peter. All right. I need an end I can grab. If you take that, can you take anything out of that with a?
Lower?
No. All right. How about the other side? The other end.
Is there anything?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's good to grab.
Yep. Okay. So flip that over. Careful with the floor with the flanges on the outlet side of this blower. We gotta take that screen out of leave it, it's fine. I'll be able to grab that?
This right here, yeah, it's
Okay.
This comes
pretty
out.
sturdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that helped make that stronger.
I'll
Really?
put it back on.
There's no way that little piece of flimsy plastic, metal. Put it back in, who cares then? Whatever. Is that a cloth?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another one of nice filters.
Just like Senville.
Yeah.
Wow. It's magnetic too?
Yep.
Oh my god, maybe it's the same like air handler. It's just a different name on it. What do you think?
It is.
Does it look the same? I don't remember what the same.
It's exactly identical.
Really?
Yes. I looked at everything in the manuals. The manual's identical.
No way.
Yeah.
So what is different about Senville versus
Maybe they're both like
ACiQ?
The sticker.
Sticker?
They're new and trying to see which name does
And
better.
they're made by Medea, who makes Bosch.
Who?
All of these. Medea makes these.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just gonna slip by here because I need a charger.
Okay. Let's
The store.
you know, Senville did give us a better deal though, but nonetheless. I wish it was made in America. You want to open up that door again?
Ready? We go to the bottom.
And that whole section about Medea and Senville and ACiQ probably gonna have to get edited out, but whatever. I don't know, but we keep it real. But if this air handler is the same as the Senville, win-win.
Why win-win?
It's a beautiful air handler.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Do you want to do one hand and then the other hand guides it out?
Not really. I'm gonna need both to lift it all the way, but I'm gonna do that for now.
Wait, I didn't start lifting.
Or just do both hands. It's easier. Oh.
We have that hoist.
Charlie, I don't really want you up here. Go down. Look.
Hold on, I don't really have much of it. Hold on a second. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay. I hate to spin it around though, but it's up here.
On the floor.
All right. It's bolted into the wall. Peter, grab the stool, that little in back of Daniel's truck. Because what we'll do is we'll put the stool here. We'll get the heat pump condenser on top of the stool. We'll reposition ourselves and then put it up on the wall mounted bracket. And then we'll go straight up with our line set. All right, so regarding the wall mount bracket, I only use the Rector Seal model 87733, also known as W, as in Walter, Bravo 300. I've installed a different brand. I think it was by Diversitech. I totally disliked it, but this is awesome. Everything you need comes in the box, but except obviously tools like drills and drill bits, but it even comes with a stupid little level that you can put on here and make sure you're level. But this is pretty nice. I like it. I always keep the mounting brackets all the way to the front. I mean, the little feet to the front. I can adjust the ones in the back once we're in place. Daniel is unbolting it from the mini pallet that it came shipped on. By the way, shipping and the way we received this, beautiful. It came by motor freight in a tractor trailer. We have a forklift in the shop, but liftgate is available. So if you're an HVAC contractor and don't have a liftgate, or don't have a forklift or a loading dock, they got you covered. Let's go! Good? Yeah. Okay, go. That's right, baby. Let's go. All right, before we make any adjustments to make sure that it's level, both front to back and left to right, we're gonna throw some mounting bolts in to secure our base to the mounting bracket. And once that's done, we'll be able to bring out that foot right here, like that one is over there. And then it will be level, left to right. And then we'll check front to back. All right, now we're level. Feet are on. That foot on the back bottom right of the bracket is a little bit off the wall. And standing from afar, it looks nice. Even more afar, it looks really awesome. Really, really awesome here. Wow. You know, a lot of times you drive in neighborhoods, especially in like urban areas, you see these things hanging by a thread. But this one, this ACiQ Extreme Heat, is really, 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 really beautiful here. Sexy. And look at this nice waterfront view here on Long Island, the great state of New York. Beautiful way to complement this amazing house. Well, I lost my flashlight. So now I'm using the light off the phone. This piece of wood that's right here is in the way. I gotta get down there. I gotta cut this piece of wood out of the way. This little piece right here. Because I need to be in there. All right, don't even ask. But there's the 3/4, there's the 3/8, there's the 5-wire. Let me show you outside. Not too shabby. So there's our 3/4. Our 3/8 is long enough to go directly to the outdoor condensing unit, the heat pump inverter. Oh man, this thing is whisper quiet. I can't wait to turn it on for you. But that was a tight little inside soffit there. What, about a foot up it goes?
Yeah.
And then a tight 90-degree turn with literally probably only about 5 inches of room above the roof and above the framing of that wall there. So Peter was lucky enough to get his hand up in there in that hole, and then he grabbed it, pulled it down, and it was going to be impossible for us to pull it down another 15 feet to make its way to the outdoor unit. Impossible, but we got it there. That was the hardest part. If it was 7/8, we'd be done. We'd be chiseling away and hacking and notching, cutting, holing. What? Kinking. Yeah, kinking. And that's when you wish you had the yoga pipe. All right. So while Peter and Daniel are running the 3/4 inch insulated refrigeration copper line set, let's just talk quickly a little bit about this system that we're installing. We're doing the ACiQ, the Extreme Series. This is their 18-SEER high efficiency central heat pump system, which is for applications with ductwork. Now, when you see an outdoor unit like this, a side discharge outdoor condensing unit, you think this is hooked up to a mini split system, and in most cases it is, but side discharge outdoor units are becoming more and more popular these days, especially with limitations for code compliance like side yard setback or just aesthetics. I think this looks great. If you're going to utilize it for a heat pump purpose in the winter, if you're in a freezing environment like in the Northeast of the United States or in the Midwest, if you're in the Rockies, wherever, if you get below freezing temperatures in the winter, you're going to have that condensate, which would normally be formed inside during the cooling season. You'll have the condensate forming on the outside, and this thing can put off gallons of water when it enters into defrost mode. And imagine if you're freezing outside, you could turn your outdoor unit, if it's on the ground, on a pad, you could turn it to a giant iceberg, that kind of like sucked the Titanic, you know what I mean? So this side discharge outdoor unit is an inverter. It has multiple speeds. It's not a compressor like a Copeland compressor or a Danfoss, you know what I'm talking about, single or 2-stage compressor. It is an inverter. We offer efficient cooling with outdoor temperatures of 5 degrees all the way to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. And cooling, now you're not going to believe this, cooling Our outdoor temperature, negative 22 degrees as the maximum lowest temperature to a high of 75 degrees of outdoor temperature. It's got this durable gold fin condensing unit coil coating on there. Awesome. Quiet operation, and even with the highest workloads. If you're at 100, 120%, this thing is still whisper quiet. Best thing is, if you're in a manufactured mobile home, it's approved for use. Now you may be thinking, Mikey Pipes, I have a heat pump in my home. I live it down south. Why should I spend the money on this? What makes this better than a traditional heat pump? Well, for a few reasons. Traditional heat pumps, they rely on expensive heat strips once the outdoor ambient temperature drops below 30 degrees. Not with the ACiQ Extreme Heat Series. This thing will operate at high efficiency to negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. These high efficiency heat pump systems save up to 75% in temps below 30 degrees Fahrenheit. The variable BTU inverter ramps up or down to match demand. It's a smart system. The indoor and outdoor unit are communicative, so you'll have soft startups to maximize efficiency. And it's okay to size for heat load instead of cooling. It will not short cycle during those cooling demands. And it's rated for excellent efficiency down to negative 22 degrees of outdoor temperature. You can't go wrong with the ACiQ. Details in the description box down below. A new return plenum box that we had made for this air handler. Right now I am running the BX cable. Let's see if we could utilize this eye hook. It's right here. Let me just get that through there. There we go. Sweet. Now it would be nice if I had like an angle one here instead of the straight BX connector, but okay. Let's get you in there. Okay. You know what, I'll get a little staple and put that up there. Let's get a Phillips screwdriver and let's tighten up that BX connector. Okay, good. Now, I know this is not the one I should be using for it, but I guess something's better than nothing, right? What do you say? What do you think? Good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks for agreeing with me. If you didn't, you're fired. Uh-oh. No, you're good. But someone has been leaving unfinished cans of soda and drink all over the shop. And Daniel says it's not him. I haven't interrogated the other Mike yet, but is it you?
No. So I saw in the video there was a Monster open.
Yeah.
I haven't had a Monster in about a week. I've been trying to do Red Bull.
A week?
So that couldn't be me. So it's either that Monster is either Danny or
Mike. Okay.
Coke. The Coke could be me, but I love Coke and I finished my Coke.
Okay. All right. What do I need to wire in the line voltage to the air handler? Flat, Phillip, Legos?
Philip.
Phillip?
Yeah. Just
What about the ground wire? Same thing?
Philip, yeah.
Okay. Let's wire that in. I happen to really enjoy this air handler. It looks far superior than, say, for example, like a Carrier air handling unit. Far superior. From the connections inside to this control board. Now, it is to my understanding that the homeowner has a surge protector on the whole house, so that's a good thing, because with these high efficiency products that utilize these control boards, you want to make sure you have surge protection. You know, not for nothing, you get a carrier air handler that's, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000 or more dollars, that has these X13 variable speed motors, you know, the ECM motors, and you have just a pigtail to connect L1, L2, right? Look at this, a fraction of the price. We have a real terminal block for our line voltage connections. It's a no-brainer. ACiQ. All right, let me show you guys the line set. I got it secure, and I keep it off the top of the roof in case roofers ever come and redo the roof. You know, you don't want to put a nail through your line set, it would suck. So that's going here. We're going to use the factory supplied flared adjustable, I don't know, coupling, which can also be bent into a 90. That's awesome. For the 3/8 zoom lock, quite sweet, and it is 1030. Not too shabby. Let's flare that. Actually, yeah, let's flare this and connect it to our air handler. Yeah, get a better footing, get yourself in a better position. What's the matter?
So I can get a little out of the way already. Get it a little bit.
Oh, Peter, you gave up too soon, Peter.
I could feel it wasn't going. Just, if I do this, and then...
You know, there are tin knockers right now watching you and shaking their head in disbelief. I say Wheaties. All right, now use the, yeah. All right, let me do the top. Okay. Let me get myself in position without shitting myself. Okay. Here we go. All the way in there. You can tell by, it's not all the way in because of how far it's going to go, though. Tits! Okay, one more. The bottom. Oh, baby. Come on. There you go. Okay. Oh man, a little weak there. All right, now it's pissing me off. Okay. Okay, now we connect. Catch you in the next one. All right, a few minutes to 11 here. Still the 20th of March, 2025. You know what? We took some lemons and some sugar and we made lemonade. We bent this, we cut back the sheet metal on the existing plenum. We bent in the top to cover this up. And then we wrapped the plenum and the connection with a lot of mastic tape. It's good. It's screwed in. 3 on each side. Actually 2 on the top, but 3 on the 2 sides, and we got 2 on the bottom. It looks much better than it did before. It's not a new plenum. It's an existing plenum. The one that's going on the return, that's going to be new to the existing flex. It's going to look nice. And yeah, it's awesome. Good stuff. I just got an email. Sorry, I just got a phone call from the Nassau Herald. Now, unofficially, Pipe Doctor, yet again, won a best of category for 2025. So last week it was announced that we won best of the borough for Queens for best plumbing contractor and best HVAC specialist. Wow, the winning continues. We just keep winning. You know why? Because we do phenomenal work. We take pride in our work. We're very transparent in the work that we do. Daniel with his DC HVAC YouTube channel, me with the Mikey Pipes YouTube channel. But we're very proud of the work we do. We leave no stone unturned, and we do quality professional work at a good price. Keep that in mind. Sweet. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. We're going to do the 3/8 control wire. Get a little zip tie there. Sweet. You know this doesn't work.
This kinks. Kill myself.
If it kinks, you're gonna kill yourself?
You should kill yourself on camera.
Why do you think that's gonna kink? You don't know how to use a round object to bend tubing? Especially 3/8 tubing? Oh, don't do it then. Because I don't want you to kill yourself. Use the bender.
Well, but you said it would work.
It'll work, yeah, but if it's the first time doing it, is like I practice at the end first, you know, if anything. But you have your Hilmer bender, ratcheting bender. There's the trap. It's gonna go there. 3/8.
I can't read it anymore.
You can't read?
Can't read this anymore. It's
Oh,
beat up.
I hear you. Daniel loves his bender. You could be like that guy Flintstone on Instagram. That guy's a baller, by the way.
Who's he?
He's a plumber on Instagram. Sorry, TikTok too. He does some really sick bends.
Came out retarded.
Who's that guy I used to watch in, he was in Boston.
Calling Monster? Monster?
Monster?
I haven't heard about him in a while.
He posts every day. He must have a great deal with Viga. He does the ProFlow. He doesn't do expansion press by Uponor. He does Pure Flow by Viga.
Is that what Danny was talking about last week?
No, I was talking about a different thing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that. But anyway, with Pure Flow is great because he does a lot of like rough-ins, you know, houses that are not heated yet. So when you do the expansion packs, the temperature, the ambient temperature will F with you because he's got to sit. Well, it shrinks back down to compress around the fitting. Mm-hmm. So with ProFlow, there's no waiting time. It's go. You were with us at that house where we did the steam boiler where we ran a dedicated line after his water softening system. I'm sorry, before the water softening system to the steam boiler. It was for Jeter. And the 1/2 inch blew out of the fitting when we turned the water on too soon.
I don't think I was there.
Oh, yeah. You okay over there?
It's retarded sitting.
Being in an attic reminded me of that one time we went to the house in the Rockaways and none of their PVC in their attic was glued in.
That was East Rockaway
That was hilarious.
off of Long Beach Road and I forgot what we're there for, but
I think
all the
his furnace or his AC?
maybe, but all of the PVC venting
Oh yeah.
was falling apart.
It was like prime.
Make sure your angle, because look, you're not. This
What?
needs to go up more like there. So make sure you put the bend where you need it to be.
I have to get it tightened up first.
Don't you guys worry how we do this. We're gonna F the horse. You hold the tail. Make sure you deepen the pipe. Do we have the 3/8 head up here?
Yeah, bro. It was right there.
The RLS Zoom lock. Man, I remember the first job I did with this. It was a Carrier Infinity 5-ton system for the kitchen zone of a house.
Did it leak?
No, thank God. But it paid for. I factored in the price of the machine into the cost of the job because I think I had multiple turns, and I wasn't gonna braze. I was gonna use the Zoom lock, and I was gonna have it, and then I was gonna own it. We had maybe 10 turns.
Do we have wrenches up here?
I have a tool bag. Make sure you torque it to the specifications.
It's such hard copper. The Zoom lock flare cleaning.
Yeah, it's
You don't have to worry about
breaking it.
destroying the flare.
Don't want to lose my tubing cutter. Put that away there. All right. Got the right torque pounds. Refer to the manual.
Click, click.
Yep. Click, click. There you go. Let's get the other side.
Bigger one.
Click, click.
Yeah, let me see that big one.
Yeah, the big one.
I need to hold back.
No need to hold back. It's screwed in. Again, make sure you're click, click. It's a proper torque. And we're done. All right, we are going to reuse the homeowners Ecobee thermostat. If we were going to use the factory supplied thermostat, it's communicating, right? Just 2 wires?
Yep.
But we need 8. We have 10 wire. We're going to pull 10 conductors. Because I have very little room here to get through there, I really had to shave back the 10 conductor, and I only left 2 remaining. I wrapped it around the wire I'm pulling up, and hopefully we'll get it here. So let's go. Now it may seem like this is right here. Why are we wasting so much time? But when you do it like that, now you're through, because the thickness of the 2 wires was a problem. Is that enough? Perfect. All right, cut it there and hook up the wiring. All right, a few minutes to 12 here. We are about to start the vacuuming procedure, the evacuation of atmosphere that's in the copper refrigeration lines and in the evaporator coil. Similar principle, almost identical principle to vacuuming down a mini split system. You do the connections from outside, use a Schrader core removal tool designed for that larger 5/16 flared connection. We're using the field piece. This is the VP something 6 or 8 vacuum pump.
6, 7.
VP 67. I'll throw a link in the description box down below if you want to pick one up. That may be True Tech Tools. Use promo code KNOWITALL, KNOWITALL. He's another YouTuber, what they call internet personality in the HVAC industry. He has a promo code there. I think it'll give you 7 or 8% off. So you'll save some sales tax. We have the Blue Vac Plus Pro Micron gauge hooked up to our low side or high side, depending on what mode it's in. The other service port that contains the 3/4 inch refrigeration line set. Our vacuum pump is hooked up with the ACiQ tools. True Blue evacuation kit. You could also pick this up at True Tech Tools or maybe even Amazon. But I do believe supplyhouse.com, Real People, Real Service, also sells them. Not a sponsor of the channel. It's all good though. Let's vacuum the system down. We're gonna run an extension cord to power and we'll be good to go. All right, so it is 12:01. Start her up. I'm a firm believer in having the right tools for the job. It'll allow you to do a much more productive and efficient job. We're not using a refrigeration manifold. It does say sleep. Real time, ladies and gentlemen. Uncut, unedited, raw. What?
It would have been smarter if I hooked up to the suction line and not the liquid line.
Yeah. Why? Why would it have been smart if hooked up to the suction line instead of the liquid line?
More flow.
That is correct. Still sitting there at high pressure.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, it moved the touch.
It moved the touch. It didn't move at all.
Oh, look, it's moving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is going down. All right, 1 minute and 10 seconds into the vacuum process. We're still in high pressure, but we have one more bar left. One more bar. Just wait for that one bar to go away, and the bar is gone. We're still at high pressure. Here we go. 24, 23,000 microns and dropping. 21,000, 20,000, 19,000, 18,000. You can do the math and count. So while we're vacuuming down, it's a great opportunity to clean up, remove the equipment from the property. We're going to properly dispose of it using regulated EPA guidelines. We'll have our scrap metal and recovery specialist come and recover the equipment and make sure he disposes it properly. There's no refrigerant in the system. It's recovered by Daniel, and it's in our logbook. Trying to figure out why he just closed that.
I was gonna call Julio.
Oh, okay. Hopefully he comes in the next 20 minutes before we leave.
Oh.
All right. It's been about 11 minutes. We're at 870 microns. A few more hundred to go, and we're good to go. All right, we are at 400 microns now. It is about 18 minutes of runtime. Not bad. Not bad considering we have a 3/4 inch line set with 3/8. We have a evaporator coil in the attic. This is self-contained. This is not opened up to the system. We are only vacuuming down approximately 30 feet of line set. Up, across, and over. Maybe 35 feet of line set. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. 380 microns and dropping. Now, industry standard is 500 microns. If you're an HVAC tech, you guys know, hopefully you have a micron gauge, hopefully you have a vacuum pump, but you know that 500 is the minimum that we need to bring down the system in a vacuum to have a nice, tight, and most importantly, dry system. Don't neglect to use the right tools to do the job. If you're not gonna use the right tools for the job, you're a hack. I'm keeping it real. You need a micron gauge, you need a vacuum pump. Every tech, every HVAC truck needs to have it. All right, the decay has passed. Beautiful. This is really a nice, and I'm gonna keep it real, sexy machine. This is really, really, really nice. And I think moving forward, I think we're gonna start installing side discharge condensing units.
So nice.
It's so nice. It really is. Mounted on the wall like this. You know what? You don't have to worry about landscapers with the weed whackers, you know, banging into them with the lawnmowers, hitting the control wiring. This is really, really, really nice. And if you notice, a little added touch that we did, we took some half-inch Liquid-Tite and we covered up the exposed control wire, which is, you know, it was what, 5 conductor we used? 10 conductor.
Not
No,
10, 8.
we used 8 conductor from the indoor to the outdoor, but we only needed 2. But we even covered up with the Liquid-Tite. Makes the job look that much, you know, perfect. Well, far from perfect. Only God is perfect. Ain't that right, Daniel?
Correct.
Look at that beautiful machine. All right, it's that moment we've all been waiting for. Heat. $70. Let's take one more last look at the equipment. There is our service switch, 15 amps, 240 volts. And there is our unit right here. Beautiful. The nice return plenum that we had made. This really, really, really looks sharp. Really, really, really looks sharp. Beautiful. Even our transition to the existing plenum looks amazing. Huge shout out to the folks at ACiQ for sponsoring this video and for sending us this equipment to install. You guys are really top-notch people. And unlike the last knucklehead who installed the equipment here, now it's facing the access to the attic. You don't gotta hop over it to service the equipment. Why would anyone in their right mind put the furnace on the opposite side? You gotta climb over everything. Use your head, people.
This looks so like everything's meant to be.
This is really one of the best looking installs that we've done this season.
And the electrician, what he did looks good too.
Yeah, he even used these nice straps on the conduit. This really, really came out nice. Look at that. And I gotta tell you, it blends in well with the house.
I like it a lot.
This is beautiful. Really beautiful. Daniel did a great job putting the mounting bracket on the wall. We used special masonry bolts and nuts to secure it to the wall. Wow, this is really, really, really a nice job. If you live in the Long Island, New York City metropolitan area, and you're tired of getting bamboozled by your HVAC contractor, I want you to pick up the phone like this, put it to your ear, and call me at 516-348-6300. Or save time, book online at pipedoc.net. You can scan in the QR code right there, brings you right to our pipedoc.net. Book a service appointment on House Call Pro. Everything's right there, full transparency. Exactly what you see here on video is exactly what we do in real life. This is not smoke and mirrors for Hollywood or for the YouTube. This is how we get jobs done. And look at it. It's 12:42, and it's still Thursday, still March 20th, 2025. Can your HVAC contractor do that? No, they can't. You know, what's crazy is that we are running at 100% heat mode right now. You can't even hear it. You can't even hear it. You know what? I walk my dog in 2 different loops in my neighborhood, and you can hear these systems. They're so loud, some grind. But this is whisper quiet. You can literally be sleeping upstairs, you wouldn't even know this thing is on. That is the beauty of the ACiQ Extreme Heat Side Discharge Heat Pump Inverter ducted systems.
I think it really looks like super professional.
Of course it looks super
Like,
professional.
like more so than the Bosch would look.
Well, the Bosch, unfortunately, sits on the floor. You got to put on a high-rise pad, which makes it look cheap looking. You have a plastic pad. Look at this. Look at this install. We're on a wall-mounted bracket. Look at this. Right? Okay, it looks nice, you know, until you see like the 1 1/4 inch line set on this 5-ton system. I bet you the air handler is right down there. I bet you it is. And then you see this. The Extreme Heat 3-ton inverter condensing unit heat pump by ACiQ. Beautiful, beautiful machine. More details at ACiQ.com or in the description box down below. When you check them out, you get them on the phone. Great people to get on the phone. Make sure you tell them Mikey Pipes sent you. They're going to give me an attaboy and pat me on the back.
It's like, I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is?
Yeah. Like it just, something makes it look so, like this, I feel like this looks like what you would see in a catalog.
Yeah, this is really, really nice. You know, the whip, though, whatever, but it's nice. You know what would make it better? If there weren't tariffs from China. But it is UL listed. And it's beautiful. By the way, that little raised dome sticker there, that looks amazing. But the most important is how it looks. Forget about how it looks, but how it performs, and the dependability and the reliability of the install, the workmanship, but most importantly, the product and the manufacturer. And you know what? Folks over at ACiQ, they are determined to provide 5-star, top-notch, not only customer service pre-sale, but in tech support and supporting the equipment in the event of a system failure or parts being needed. They'll overnight it right to you. Have no fear. ACiQ is here.